Hello there, and thank you for joining us on board the Utopia of the Seas. So, on this cruise, we decided we were going to go ahead and park outside of the cruise port at this park and cruise location to save us a considerable amount of money. And since they have a free shuttle that drops you off right over here at Terminal 1 and right by the luggage drop, it made it really nice and convenient. When Royal Caribbean's boarding process here at Terminal 1, it does seem like there's a whole lot of people here trying to get on. And they actually did a really good job because this ship can hold upwards of 6,500 passengers without any problem. And the embarkation process was actually pretty easy and quick on this cruise. Now, this 4-day cruise had limited ports, so we're going to kind of put the whole ship tour and the vacation tour all together because this ship is so big, it's kind of a destination all in itself, and it's really hard to kind of do everything that this ship has to offer in 4 days. So this whole video is going to be mostly about the things that we can do on the ship and some of the things that we did do on the ship. Then we're also going to kind of mix in a quick cabin tour as well, but at the end of this video there's going to be a link that'll give you a little bit more of a full and complete cabin tour that you can go ahead and watch that's going to have a lot more detail than this will. But this tour is going to start off with us coming up to our balcony cabin. It's an ocean view balcony on this one, not one of the ones that looks out into the center of the ship. This is an actual ocean view. It's cabin 7700. It's very nice, in all honesty. I really like these cabins. The bed was comfortable. They have plenty of power outlets down here for you to use. There is plenty of storage as well, all through these drawers. There's plenty of space. The refrigerator is down here. It is cool enough to get some ice from your room steward. Both sides of the bed have power and USB with their lamps. And the balcony on these is pretty good size. There's plenty of room for you to stretch out there. Obviously, as you can kind of see, the balcony offers plenty of space for you to come out and spend some time on. It's got a nice big full-size Samsung TV there. There's, again, USB and power on the other side. You're not limited. There's the closet with the long hanging and the safe and extra storage on this side of the couch that's over here. And there's even additional space over here on the other side of the couch for you. It's a nice glass enclosed shower. There's plenty of space in the bathroom. You actually get a very nice cabin on board these ships. It's one of the better cruise ship cabins that we've run into. So,
we are on sail away.
Here we are kind of departing out of Port Canaveral. Since this is Terminal 1, it's a fairly quick departure. We're at the very southern end of where the ships come out, and we really don't have to go past too many vessels here to get out into open sea. All right, so now as we sail out of here towards our first destination in Nassau, we're going to go ahead and start the ship tour here on Deck 3. Now, there's not a whole lot of stuff on Deck 3. It really is kind of a place where you're going to go down to get off the ship at one of your destinations. And it is also the bottom floor of their 3-story main dining room. And on this particular cruise, we did not actually eat in the main dining room at any point. Not on 3, 4, or 5 that this main dining room expands across. We tended to eat either at the buffet or at the Solarium Bistro up on Deck 15, which we'll actually get to a little bit later in this video. This video is going to kind of go deck by deck. You're going to see a deck plan in the bottom right where you'll see the little red dot moving around that shows you where we're at, and they'll have the little description down in the bottom left that tells you where we are. Now here up on Deck 4, we're going to go ahead and start just right above where we were at before and get onto the middle deck of the main dining room just to kind of give you an idea up here of what it looks like. It's very similarly styled on each one of these floors, and it is really a very pretty dining room. It just didn't really want to waste that much time coming in for main dining, which was going to take a while when we had such a short cruise to begin with. So we tended to skip a lot of that and eat in quicker dining areas. Now, Utopia Station here is where they do have the railroad dining experience. It's the Royal Railroad, and it is very expensive, and so we did not actually go eat there. The price, I think at the time, was upwards of $130 a person, so we went ahead and skipped that. If you can get it for less, I'm sure it's a really great experience, but it tends to be really expensive. Now, this is a quick walkthrough of the casino, as the casino is going to end up walking you through the center part of deck 4, and it's going to end up going out through the art gallery into the back section of the casino. I'm sorry, into the forward section of the casino. This back section of the casino is actually the smoking area. And then we'll zip on through the art gallery here, and we'll head on up to the new section of these casinos, where this is the non-smoking casino area. Now in here, we're also going to be at Studio B, where they do these ice skating shows. Now on top of these shows, they also do open this up from time to time for the passengers to be able to come in and ice skate on their own if they choose. And if you'd like a lot more of a complete casino tour, there's going to be a full tour link at the end of this video that Vicky did for the casino. And this also is where the Royal Theater is, where you're going to go see a bunch of their production shows and comedians that we were able to attend here.
let's get down to business, everybody. As I said, two fabulous comedians up here on stage tonight. Let me introduce our first one. He has been seen on Last Comic Standing. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage the comedy of Dan Crone.
Exciting? I'm excited. Got my hair cut just for you. So give me the Everybody Loves Raymond's brother look. I'm looking for that one, yeah. Tom Hanks, Adam Carolla, Dave Matthews, John Mayer. I have a ton of these. I'm gonna keep doing them. Sid, the animated bully from Toy Story, if you grew up. Anybody see that one?
Come on, let's get the energy up in here. It's our last night, we're on a ship. My man's over here half asleep with his legs crossed. You got your crotch wide open, ma'am. I can see everything. This is having a very big week. Before I got on board, I met my biological father, so clap it up for that. Yeah. Turns out it was Nick Cannon, so it's been a little bit of a week.
All right, so now here we are heading on up to Deck 5 after the shows. And this will be able to give you a better idea of what the Royal Theatre looks like from the balconies above. It's kind of give you an idea of the theater without the performances going on so that you get a better idea of what you're going to see from the different levels. The upper deck, you're not going to get quite as good a view, but you'll get a little bit more of kind of a bird's eye view if you prefer that. The stage is a little bit of a ways away as this is a really big theater. So whatever you prefer, at least gives you an idea of what you would like to do. Now, after we leave the Royal Theatre, we're going to start heading aft back past the elevator banks here, and we're going to start heading out onto the Royal Promenade. This is kind of the central area of the ship here on Deck 5. And the first thing we're going to end up coming up to here is the Spotlight Karaoke. Now in here they do karaoke, obviously, and then they also do some other game shows that they like to do have some fun with. One of them is like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire take, and then they do have some other stuff that they do in here for obviously karaoke. So across the way is Boleros. They do have some live music that goes on over there in the Boleros bar. And then as we head back here through the shops, you're going to run into all kinds of different stuff as we head back through here. A lot of it's shopping, but there are other bars and restaurants that are back through here. Now, off here, kind of as you get going back through here, you're going to just run into so many little central shops here, unfortunately. They do have artwork that runs around out here. It's easier to see. Now, here at Bell and Barley, they'll even do some trivia shows, and they'll have other things going on in there besides just the bar itself and food service. When I got here a little bit late, and that was already done. So there was no way I was going to be able to get a seat and partake in that. And then across the way is Sorrento's. This is their pizza place, and this is where you're going to come run over if you want to just get some pizza to eat. It's really good. We actually stopped in here and ate, I think, a couple of times while we were on the ship because it was such quick service and the pizza was really, really good. We were able to get a decent little variety, and it ended up being quick to get the food. Now, as you keep going back a little bit further here out of Sorrento's, we're gonna kind of give you an idea of what you run into here, but it's the Promenade Cafe here off on the right, and that is where you're gonna get coffees, and you're gonna get some food service that they do have for free in here. Just be aware the coffee line on the left, that's the Starbucks side, is not free coffee. The stuff on the right is the free coffee. So again, all kinds of little art displays. They have their next cruise here if you want to go ahead and get a future cruise and whatever they're offering at the time. And then off on the right, you're going to have the guest services area. And then as we continue to move aft here, we're going to run into the Pesky Parrot. Now, the Pesky Parrot it's a tropical bar. It's kind of like a Margaritaville or a Jimmy Buffett style kind of theme that they got going on here. They have an animatronic parrot that hangs out in there. It's just a fun little place to hang out while you get some of the live music that's there in the promenade. Now, once you've had enough of the animatronic parrot's jokes and a little of the time there in the pesky parrot, we're gonna go up to deck 6 and give you a little look at the rising tide bar real quick here. I was up from deck 6, and then we're gonna go ahead and drop on back down to deck 5 and head all the way back to the aft so we can get a final look at the main dining room's upper level up on deck 5 here. So now, hopefully this video has been helpful or useful in some way to you, or a little bit entertaining. And if you have, please don't forget to give us a like and definitely subscribe, as we do all kinds of different cruise and travel videos. All right, now as we head on out to the deck area on deck 5, they have this huge walking track that goes all the way around the outside of deck 5. We are gonna speed through this because it's long enough that it could take up a whole video. So this is a really big track. And it does have a few little spaces on the outside here where you can find some little quiet place to hang out down on deck 5 and get it closer to the ocean if you'd like. It's also a great place to get a really great view of the back of the ship here off the aft section of the walking track. There are a lot of people that come out here and use this because of how easy it is. It is a true jogging track. It runs all the way around pretty much deck 5. Makes it really easy for people to use it as a place to get some exercise. Now, as you head back forward, it's going to lead you back to another one of the spaces that's out here on the outside. And it's also going to lead you to the entrance into the gym, which is up on deck 6. The fitness center is up here, and it's a good place for us to start off our deck 6 tour. The fitness center on this ship is really big and really nice. There's plenty of machines in here, even for the number of people that are on board this ship. Everything's really nice life fitness equipment. It is a pretty well done gym at this point. I don't see too many gyms on any cruise ships that are even close to this size. All the cardio equipment is Apple Watch and Samsung Watch compatible. Allows it to link up with your watch if you want to use that to track your workout. So, and then as we finish up here, you're going to end up going across to the other half of the gym, which is directly behind us. It really is a really big gym here. There's a lot of weight equipment over here. There's machines. There are some free weight areas, but the machine section is pretty extensive here. Now they even have more cardio equipment if you come on over this way. But again, they have a really nice big free weight section here that allows you to get in and use the free weights if you want to do that as well. Lots of towels to use. They have, again, just more treadmills over here. And then they also have a fitness studio here with a bunch of bikes that you can sign up for spin classes if you want to. I do not believe they are free. You'll have to pay for those unless they come as some sort of package for you. And then here is where we're also going to head off to the Vitality Spa and give you a little bit of tour of the spa in here. Unfortunately, the spa on this ship really isn't very large. We really expected it to be a lot bigger for the size of this ship. It's a little limited in how many people it can service. And we'll go ahead and take you on down here and show you all the stuff that's available. As you walk in, off on the left there, you're gonna have one of the rainfall showers, and it's just kind of a little experience shower that you can have. And then as we keep going here, you're gonna end up with one of their steam rooms here. This is their aroma steam room here on the left. Very steamy, fogs up your camera, unfortunately. So give the camera a minute. And then we're gonna head on over to the next little room that they have over here. This is their nice little infrared sauna. It's nice and warm, but dry. Lets my phone camera dry out really nicely. And then as we turn around here a little bit, you're going to end up seeing the last of the experience showers. Their little rainfall shower here. And there's really about it in here. They don't really have too many other areas other than those heated lounge beds. And there really aren't very many of those. I think there were 8 in here total. Obviously towels to use in here, but that's really about it. Now we're gonna go ahead and head out of the spa and back on up to deck 6 here. The forward portion of deck 6 out in the Royal Promenade area that it overlooks really is kind of the photos area, and then they'll do some other things over on that photo side where you can do like your iris photo and things like that. And then on the opposite side is Schooner's Bar. Schooner's Bar is a bar, but it also does have some other events that they do put on there, so look out for that in the daily planners. And then as we kind of walk around through here, they have just lots of nice seating to be able to kind of come and relax out here in when there isn't much going on. Now we're gonna go ahead and keep heading aft on deck 6, and this is where you're gonna come out to the boardwalk. The boardwalk is the area of the center of the ship that is outdoors, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on out here on a pretty regular basis. They have some games that are here on the left. They have obviously that huge merry-go-round that sits out here, and it does keep going all the time to keep the kids entertaining. There is a place on the left where you can get hot dogs. Then on the right here, you're gonna end up going to Playmakers. This is their sports bar. It is a pretty big sports bar. They got all kinds of different TVs and different events that are going on in here. It's actually a really nice place to kind of come out and hang in if you're just gonna be out here on the boardwalk. Just wanna be outside and part of what's going on the boardwalk. They even have a few game tables in here like pool and foosball, a few arcade games. It's just kind of a fun little place to spend a little bit of time here on the boardwalk if you don't want to be walking around out with all the other people outside. Again, great big sports bar as well coming on in here as well. You can see where we just kind of came from there. Now, we're going to go ahead and walk back on out to the boardwalk where everybody's hanging out. Across the way from this is Johnny Rockets. And you can get hamburgers and fries and whatnot over there if you want something that's a little bit different. This is where the huge slides come out from the Ultimate Abyss. This is kind of where they end, and this is where you'll end up. You'll go all the way up to deck 15, jump in and come on down to deck 6. And then back here is the Aqua Theater where they do all the aqua shows.
I lost my temper. I said something foolish. Did I go and ruin this when it started to feel so real? Could feel it running through my lonely veins. When I started to heal, could see myself loving for the rest of my days. No, I don't want to be alone so late at night. So late at night. No, I don't wanna sleep 'cause then I'm dreaming, and you're not real, not mine to keep. No, I don't wanna sleep, and I'm losing time, losing my chance to make you mine. So late at night, go back to December.
Those aqua shows are highly sought after and very entertaining, so if you'd like to see one, get a reservation as early as possible for one of those. Now we're going to go ahead and head on up here to deck 7, give you a little bit of a bird's eye view of the Aqua Theater there, And this is also where you're going to come if you want to do some of the rock climbing. And they have it on both sides. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and shoot all the way forward up on a deck 8 in Central Park. Now out here in Central Park, this is a nice green open space. One of the really nice areas on board the ship if you just kind of want to come walk out in a little bit of nature here. They have a bunch of paid restaurants here. They have Izumi here, which is their Oriental style restaurant that they have for a price. You do have to pay for that, that's not included. And then out here they also have Park Cafe. Park Cafe is actually just a nice little place to come get something to eat. The Park Cafe is free, and so is the live music that they do have out here from time to time. It is kind of a little grab-and-go cafe that you can just come in and get various different sandwiches and fruits and desserts and stuff like that in. They have a little salad bar over here as well. It's kind of a nice little place if you just want to come grab a quick lunch, grab some coffee or water or something like that, and then head on back out. Now, as we keep heading aft here on Deck 8 through Central Park, there's a little bar here off on the right, and the trellis bar is just kind of a nice, pleasant little place to come hang out here. This is where the Rising Tides bar will sometimes rise up and be up here on Deck 8 as well, and you can go in there. Then off to the left is 150 Park Central. That is another specialty dining restaurant that does cost money. It's kind of a little bit expensive there. And then Chops Grill is the last of the specialty dining restaurants out here in Park Central. And this is their steakhouse and menu right there for you. So we're going to go ahead and head back through inside onto Deck 8 into the music hall. Here is kind of just a fun little place to hang out if you want to listen to some live music and get something to drink or just relax. Usually this place is pretty active in the evening time. You'll have a lot of people that'll come hang out here when they have various different events and live music that's going on. It has a really great view out to the back of the ship there, and it also has a second level up here with its own little bar and seating area up here. And kind of just makes for a nice place for you to be able to come out and relax and just enjoy the music and sit down and just have a nice, pleasant little experience with some live music. Now, we're going to go ahead and go all the way to Deck 15 forward. And this is the solarium. This is a glass enclosed forward section of the ship. There are a lot of lounge chairs out here. Usually you can find a chair out here. It's not too difficult. There's pool towels there on the left that you'll check out. They have a couple of hot tubs up there. They have some little pool spaces down below, as well as looks like all kinds of just greenery, but it's actually fake greenery. I'm sorry. Nothing's really alive out there, unfortunately, not like it is in Central Park. Then forward is the Solarium Bistro, and we tended to eat in here for a couple of nights. We just kind of liked the atmosphere. It was just nice and pleasant in here. There wasn't a lot of crowds. It was kind of table service, but a little bit of buffet as well. Like they'd bring out something to drink and things like that. But then you would end up going up and grabbing the foods that they had up on the bar stations and the buffet areas. This is kind of their nice little buffet area that they have, and it runs on both sides, and I'll kind of let you kind of peruse through here and see what they have. But this is a little bit of a healthier choice in here if you don't want to go straight buffet and go with all of the crowds and all of the people that are back in the buffet there. All right, now as we're finishing up dessert here, we're gonna go ahead and head back on out to deck 15 and all of the lively activity that goes on out here. There is a kids splash area over there that's off on the right, and then the beach pool area here on the left. All of the water slides that you can go on up to, up on deck 16 that you'll go and have access to. There's a whole bunch of space here in the center for the lime and coconut bar. And then as you pass through the lime and coconut bar and all that it has to offer, as well as these really great views down into the Central Park area. Now as we're gonna continue kind of heading aft here, this is where 2 more of the main pool areas are. Now, even with all of these pool areas and all of the chairs and spaces that they offer, they're gonna run out of chairs around these pools on deck 15. Deck 16 has a lot more as well, but they do have this really nice little trailer looking area there called the spare tire to get something to eat and drink at. And then once you head inside on deck 15, you're gonna come into the mason jar. Now the mason jar is not free. It is considered specialty dining, so it is kind of an a la carte or as part of a dining package, but just be aware that if you don't already have it set aside, you are gonna pay to come and eat in here. Even though the mason jar is right next to the main buffet area here up on deck 15. Now, I'm gonna do a kind of a quick run through here of the Windjammer Cafe at lunch, and no, we're going to the left, not to the right. That way I can kind of walk you through and just give you an idea of how big it is in here and how much space there is. This is the left half of Windjammer. And there is more seating here at the back as well, so you can kind of run around the back and sometimes find some extra seating back here. If you come at the busy times, it's pretty hard to find seating in here. It fills up pretty quick, but now once we kind of give you an idea here of what it's like at lunch, I'll let you walk through the breakfast area here so that you can see kind of what it's like. Now, the food was really good in the buffet. We didn't really have any complaints about what you got in the buffet. They tended to do pretty well with it. And we did eat in here from time to time as well. So it's just kind of a nice little place to come grab something. Breakfast was obviously very large, and there was plenty of offerings here all the way around, from eggs and everything else that you could kind of want here. There is a little hidden seating area back there on the left on the port side of the ship that you may not necessarily notice right away, but it is back there, and it is kind of hiding from you, but there's some extra seating back there if you do not find anything out in the main areas for the buffet here. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of let you walk through the rest of the breakfast buffet here so you can get an idea of what it's like. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and jump out of the buffet and head all the way back to the forward part of deck 16 now, where they have Hooked Seafood. This is a specialty dining seafood restaurant, and it is definitely not free and included. So just be aware of that when you're out here. It does have a really great view that looks over the Solarium Bistro below and out to the Solarium in front, but it is not free like the areas there are. So, all right, now we're gonna go ahead and step outside of Hooked and out onto the deck space a little further aft on deck 16, just to kind of give you a bird's eye view of all the spaces down below on deck 15 and show you that they have all these extra seating areas here. Now, these are empty because the day that I'm filming this, we're actually in Coco Cay. So a lot of the ship has gotten off to spend time on Royal Caribbean's private island at Coco Cay, and I figured it'd be a great time to come out here and film it without too many people, but always a little bit of fun to show it with people down on the deck areas. It's obviously a very lively and active pool area, when the entertainment staff gets stuff going, they get all kinds of passenger involvement and all kinds of fun stuff going on. So just be aware it can get pretty loud and active out here on deck 16. Now, there is an arcade here just past the pool area here, a little bit further aft on the ship. It's a nice big full arcade if you want to come in and spend a little bit of time and a little bit of money being entertained, or if you want a place where you can leave the kids for a little bit and they'll definitely be entertained. Just to the aft of this is El Loco Fresh. It's kind of their little burrito and quesadilla and taco bar that they do have out here for lunches, and where you can come over to the cantina side, grab something to drink. And then as you head even a little further aft, you're going to run into their miniature golf out here. It's called the Aqua Dunes, but it is a mini golf area that you can come out and play. I honestly don't remember who won because I probably lost when we were playing, but we'll go ahead and just say that I don't remember who won or lost that round. Now, as we head off to the opposite side and a little bit aft, you're going to get a really good view of where the Ultimate Abyss slides start and go down and drop you off down on deck 6. But then we're going to also jump off the ship and give you a little bit of a tour of Coco Cay. That way you can at least see one of the destinations that they do have here. It's their own private island. They have beach chairs and umbrellas absolutely all over the place. They have their buffet up and going here. You can get food on the island. Don't skip the brownies. The brownies are actually really, really good. And then whatever else you like, you can run through these buffets and grab something to eat. But the beach areas themselves are large and nice and soft white sand. It's great, nice Bahamian sand. The island itself is huge. There are tons of spaces, hammocks. There is even transportation that goes all over the island here. You can just jump in one of those electric vehicles and they'll take you wherever you need to go on the island. They have a huge central pool area here with its own bar, and then you are going to go ahead and jump right back on the ship, show you the zip line that they have here. They also have a flow rider here that I am not even close to trying. I've never surfed in my life, and I'm pretty sure I would hurt myself if I tried that. So just to give you an idea of all the fun things that they do have here on board and on land, there's always something you can find to do up here on deck 16. Sports court here is actually a nice place. You'll see people coming out and playing basketball there. They also have table tennis in here, ping pong tables that you can come out and play. And then as we continue heading back around the opposite side of deck 16 and a little bit back forward, you're gonna run into an area here that if you are diamond or better, you can actually come on in here and get some free coffee and some free food. I believe the Crown Lounge is open 24/7 for people that are Royal Caribbean Diamond members and above. It just kind of gives you a nice little bonus space that you can come in and use, and you'll just tap your room key to get in there and it knows whether or not you're supposed to be in there. So just kind of that little hidden thing that's up here on deck 16 for those Royal Caribbean Diamond members that may not know it was there. Now we're going to go ahead and finish off on deck 17, and I'll show you deck 18 a little bit. But the public space really here on deck 17 is just this forward sun lounger space. It's a little bit of deck space with some lounge space, and there's not a lot up here. There's a kids area across the way there, but it really is only for the kids on the Social 100 patio. And then this gives you kind of a nice view down to Central Park. The back portion of deck 17 really is just the Suites Lounge and their private restaurant, the Coastal Kitchen. And then when you jump up to deck 18, it's kind of the same way. It really is only for the suite guests, but it does offer for a really nice glass elevator ride down to kind of end our tour and vacation and just kind of give you an idea of what the ship is actually like. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and it was helpful in some way for you and hopefully a little bit entertaining. If it was, by all means, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. We do put out all kinds of cruise and vacation videos, so don't forget to hit that notification bell as well so that you can be notified of all that stuff. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.